That's a good fish. He's a good one.
On the top water?
Yeah. It's a solid tank, too. Oh, oh, oh. All right, hang on, dude. Real nice fish. On the Flatwater Baits topwater.
Pretty nice, huh?
Yeah, I hadn't thrown anything but the Flatwater for a while. They've been catching them. I'm gonna keep some fish today, so. That little cove coming up to your left, it usually has them in it. You can get up tight to the shore and kind of blind cast all around that cove. Oh, now he freaking moves. That might not be a fish. What is that? It's not a fish. I don't know what it is. What is that that pushes through the water that fast? Ruben, you see that big wake? I don't know if I almost feel like it's some kind of creature, not a fish. I've casted at it several times. It just looked unnatural. They seem to be ignoring the topwater quite a bit. Look at that. See all that mud? I've been needing to clean the spool for a little while. There's plenty of them in this lake. They just keep ignoring the topwater though. Other than that first one, obviously. We're running them over, man. Oh, what's that? Little trout? Little red. Oh. think it was a little red. He was popping at it. There's a school on that back shoreline. Two different areas to fish on that shore. Ruben's a buddy of mine. We're just fishing for fun. I put him on a good shoreline, and he's working his way down it, so I'm not really guiding today, but I still try to put people in some good stuff. That airboat's fixing to come through, which is no big deal, you know, but we got all this good looking stuff happening. The fish will forget that they come through in about 5 minutes. That's something I learned, you know. And I have hooked up on fish right as an airboat's coming within a couple hundred yards of me. I've hooked up on them like 5 different times, so they don't spook the fish as bad as you might think. And plus, we had to share the water, so it don't bother me. Make a couple practice casts with my soft plastic, and then we'll get to those fish on the shore. Whoa. Here's another one. Jeez, man. And another one. They loaded right here. And another one. Golly. You think we'd freaking hook up? Yeah, they coming this way. Oh yeah. It's a school. Took me a couple casts. That first cast was pretty good, I thought, but dang, he's pulling some line. I got a weedless hook on, so I hope he stays on good. There's a lot of grass in here. I would rather use a jig head, but, and I can, with the tide's kind of high, I could get away with a jig head now that I look at it. But I rigged up this morning. I am open for kayak trips, y'all. Pretty much all of September is open, so y'all want to go fishing from a kayak, all my information is down below. cleanfunfishing.com. I appreciate all my customers, man. It's been a good ride for 2.5 years. through the good days and the tough days. There's one right over there on the freaking grass. It's like another tank. He ain't done yet, I don't think. You done? Big old dude. We'll have to measure him. Come on, buddy. It's gonna start getting cooler before we know it. I think he's slot, but he's all the way to the top of it. This is the 2.5 inch Morning Glory Flatwater Baits paddle tail. That's my weedless setup that I sometimes have to use. $27. Soft plastic. They quit hitting the top water. Other than that first one, I had a whole bunch of them ignore it. You see that very back corner?
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, especially when one blows up like that. Unless you've already seen some right there, then go in towards any of those blow-ups, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
Don't worry about me, I'll fish around you. You can cut me off, do whatever you want, it ain't no big deal. You just have to get it in front of one of those wakes.
Of course, yeah.
They're pushing water. They're cruising that shoreline grass,
Yeah.
and they're out in the open too. There's one crawling in that grass. Right on the other side of that little grass right there. Oh yeah. I love seeing stuff like that, man. He's right in the freaking grass, man. That's where the weedless pays off. He's coming out this way. I love it, man. He's gonna put me in a bind going around the grass, but I kind of knew that was gonna be the case. We'll just take our time with him, and he might pull us right through the grass. We might lose him, but there were a couple in here. See that big mud stir? Oh, we hit bottom. Get over here, kayak. my foot's stuck. Oh man, he went right, there you go. That's the limit fish. The rest will be just for fun. Keeping some fish for my family when I go visit them. They've been asking me to bring them some, so. And I don't keep any for myself ever. I release quite a bit. Oh, we got some little rain showers. Oh, y'all didn't see that. You can get these bags at Walmart for 10 bucks. It's a lot easier than dragging a stringer of fish around. That's a lot of work. Big old wake right there. You see them, Ruben?
Yeah, I see that.
Those big ass wakes. There's another one right in front of me. He sees the wakes, so the rest is. So if you see the wakes, the rest is getting closer to them and cast. You know.
Yeah.
That was a big fish, big deep wake. As you're casting, scan all the water that's close to you. When you see those little bait fish jumping out of the water,
Right.
a lot of times that's because there's a fish pushing them. So even if you just see the bait fish flicker around, not the big ones, but the little ones,
Yeah.
then you can cast right where that bait fish did that. You just reeling it in?
Yeah. Should I bounce it?
Yeah, well I do. So watch me for a minute. Throw it out there, watch my rod tip. I bounce it, I let it sink. Every time I bounce it, I give it slack again.
Okay.
That way it'll sink. Even though it's not very deep, it still matters. So I just bounce it, bounce it, bounce it, bounce it, and that's it. You know? And if you cast in front of a good solid wake, and you know he's coming towards your lure, that wake, but your lure is still way out there, but you know he's going kind of in the direction of your lure, let it sit there for a minute.
Okay.
You know, until that wake catches up to where your lure is.
Okay.
You have to.
When it catches up, it kind of looks like it got spooked off.
Well, because if you work it out of there, then he's not gonna see it. So sometimes you have to wait for them to catch up to it. Not that they're trying to catch up to the lure, it's just that they're moving that way. And so when they're moving that way, and if you're out of range, but you know he's going right towards your lure, let it sit there for, you know, once that weight gets close to it, then start working it. I just paddle through real slow, and I'm looking at the water that's within casting range of me.
Okay.
And when I see something that pushes off, even if I spooked them, I'm gonna cast at them. But all these are mullet, you know, it's just like those bigger wakes that I showed you a while ago, or redfish. It's got plenty of fish in it, it's just that they're moving, and you have to catch up to where they are. And a lot of times they quit moving by the time you get there. So you can make blind cast, you know, where in the area that you last seen him at, but I give him like 30 seconds. If I don't see him again, I move to the next fish. There you go. Oh, want a little wake bait? Okay. Reuben, you see him? You see that big ass wake? And there's one coming up to you.
Oh, right here.
Yeah. That's what we're looking for. You see him, Reuben? Damn. You spooked me. Shit, I can't buy a bite now. Come on, fish. I'll let you go. We already got a limit. They're getting tough, man. We might call it a day. I appreciate y'all for watching. Go get them tight, man.